Michael, being in South Africa and touring here, this is your 4th show tonight that you are doing. How was the tour and your shows received, and what can people expect that has never been to one of your shows before?
Well, first of all, it's been an extraordinary week. Just been incredible. I think what you hope for every night is that people just simply respond, and especially when we turn a corner and we have this real intimate time of worship. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. So every night's sort of kind of been this, you feel like you're going to pass out or something. You just feel like, and every night it's been different. So and we try to cover the history of all this work that I've done for 33 years, which is a challenge. Everyone wants to hear their favorite song, and how do you do that when there's like 230 songs, But I think we have a great set list, and it's working.
Tell us, how do you handle being away from home so much, being away from your family and your wife touring? How do one handle that?
I'm not gone as much as people think that I am. I always made the 2-week rule that I'd never be gone for more than 2 weeks, and I've stuck to that all these years. I've made family more important than my career. I flew home many, many times after a show to have a plane waiting on me and land at midnight and driving carpool the next day, driving my kids to school. And it paid off. And so we knew that if this thing really did take off, and we really had a great sense that God was going to have this long destiny for me in this business, ministry, and that there was a greater chance of us being a casualty than not, and we decided that was not going to happen to us.
What I want to ask you, where do you get your input from? You are an inspiration to a lot of people. Who inspires you?
My family's a big inspiration. My grandkids are. I think the people I surround myself with, I have just great friends. My pastor's huge impact on my life. We've been walking together for over 33 years. We walked this park right outside of Nashville, Tennessee. Literally for 33 years we've walked together. So, and just I think everyone needs a mentor. And he's been a huge, huge influence in my life. So that, my church, just the people I surround myself with.
Then the other thing I was wondering last night, I have a lot of pastor friends and reverend friends and a few gospel singers I know as well. A question we always struggle with and talk about a lot is how to always make sure that you worship God even though you're doing the same thing over and over. Right. Now, I grew up with your music in the church, and last night you sang that same songs. How do you do that without just doing it?
I think what I pray every night, honestly, is that I'm going to go out and sing this song that I've sang 1,000 times. And I'm going to try to go to a place where it's like the first time I ever sang it.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Then the other thing I saw is, I know that there's a movie coming out this year.
Yes.
That you scored with your son, like you said.
Yeah.
And you are playing a part in it as well, right?
Yes.
Tell us a bit more about that.
This movie is called 90 Minutes in Heaven, based on a true story about a guy named Don Piper who got ran over by an 18-wheeler truck in his car in 1989, and he died. He was pronounced dead on the scene. He's alive today, and it talks about obviously about the extraordinary, just a miracle in itself that he even is alive. But the struggle that he came, because he's in so much pain. It's a heavy movie about just dealing with pain, and about almost loses his family. So that's what the movie's about. And I got asked to be in the movie, and so it's a small part, but it's a very sort of a crucial part at the very beginning. Kate Bosworth is in it. A lot of my scenes are with Kate. She's a great actress. Hayden Christensen, who's a famous actor. He plays Don. And so it was a great spirit on the set. And so, but not only did I act in it during the first part of the movie, but we've been scoring the movie, which has been awesome.
Well, I know about 3 movies that you've been in. Acting versus music, being a musician.
Well, music first.
Always.
Yeah, I mean, I've been an actor my whole life. I feel like I was in thespians in high school, and I've always had the desire and the knack for it, I think, and I've read a lot of scripts, and I've turned a lot down. Because I don't want to be a movie star, and I'm not just going to do any movie. I feel like, and most of the scripts that I get are not very good scripts. I get a lot of faith-based Christian movie scripts, and they're not very good. And so it's always hard to find a good script and a good story and something that's redemptive. And so that's the main thing I'm looking for. And 90 Minutes in Heaven I believe is going to play well.
We are very excited to see it. I especially enjoy movies a lot.
Yeah?
So I've got 2 more questions. One, keeping with the movies.
Yep.
Favorite movie score of all time?
The Mission by Ennio Morricone.
You knew that one offhand. You didn't even have to think about it. Well done.
No.
And then the last question I have is, if you have one hope, one prayer for, and I'm not going to say South Africa, for Christians around the world and for people around the world, what would it be?
That they would really know how much God loves them. Because I feel like I think that's the number one issue. If you don't see people really walking in fullness, if you see people that are hurt, then they try all these substitutes, because they don't feel like, they don't believe it, really. And so you numb the pain. You numb the pain by sex, you numb the pain by alcohol, you numb the pain by drugs, you numb the pain by your job or whatever. I mean, all these things that become substitutes. But when you find the real thing, it satisfies, And so, boy, what a dream that would be, to see the world all come to know the Lord and His love for us. I mean, that's the big thing. That's the game changer.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.